Hey there, friend. Let's talk about waiting. Not the kind of waiting where you are stuck in traffic or standing in line at a grocery store. I'm talking about the kind of waiting that feels like your soul is being stretched, where you have prayed, you have fasted, you have obeyed, and yet nothing. Maybe you are waiting on clarity. Maybe it's healing. Maybe it's a breakthrough that you know God has promised, but you know also that it still hasn't come yet. Today's episode is for the weary waiter, the one who knows God is faithful, but still wonders, why is it taking so long? If that is you, I want to tell you something right at the start. Waiting is not punishment, it's preparation. Let's dig into what God is really doing in the waiting, why He often works on a different timeline that we want, and why that's not just okay, but it's actually His mercy. Let's start in Proverbs chapter 9. This chapter paints a vivid contrast between two voices calling out to every one of us: wisdom and folly. Both are personified as women, both calling out for the high places of the city. Let's read. Wisdom has built her house. She has hewn out her 7 pillars. She has slaughtered her meat. She has mixed her wine. She has also furnished her table. She has sent out her maidens. She cries out from the highest places of the city. However, it's simple. Let him turn in here. Now, notice this woman. Wisdom doesn't rush. She prepares. She builds. She carves out pillars. She sets a table. Wisdom takes time. She doesn't shout out until everything is ready. Then, in contrast, just a few verses later, we meet Folly, a foolish woman. And it says that a foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knows nothing. For she sits at the door of her house, on a seat by the highest places of the city, to call to those who pass by. Whoever is simple, let them turn in here. You see, the same invitation, same location, completely different foundation. Folly doesn't prepare. She doesn't build. She just yells louder and louder and louder. So the takeaway is that not everything that feels urgent is from God. And not every delay is the enemy. Sometimes the waiting is wisdom at work. God is preparing a table you cannot yet see. My brothers and my sisters, delay doesn't mean denial. One of the most dangerous lies we can believe in our waiting is that if it hasn't happened yet, maybe it will never happen. And that's not the voice of God. Let me remind you what Scripture says. The vision is yet for an appointed time. But at the end, it will speak and it will not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. We read that in Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. See, God is never late, but He is also rarely early. He works by appointment, not by anxiety. Some of the very things we are begging God to speed up, He is intentionally slowing down, not to torture us, but to protect us. Because sometimes what we think is delay is actually God's mercy, shielding us from disaster. Now, there is a danger in arriving too early. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about something that a lot of people overlook. Premature promotion. In 1 Timothy 3, we see a great qualification of spiritual leadership. Paul writes, "Not a novice, lest being puffed up with pride, he fall into the same condemnation as the devil." Paul's warning is clear. Don't put someone in leadership too soon. Why? Because pride can creep in before maturity has taken root. And that is the result. The result is you will collapse. What's true for pastors is true for promises. A gift given too soon can destroy what it was meant to bless. Have you ever looked back and thought, whoa, I'm so glad God didn't give me what I was asking for back then? It's humbling, but also freeing, because it means God knows better, and He loves us enough to withhold what we are not ready to carry. Now, we need to understand the power of preparation. So let's go back to Proverbs 9. Wisdom builds, she prepares a house, pillars, meat, wine, and table. Why all the effort? Because real preparation isn't about presentation, it's about foundation. Jesus echoes the same principle in Luke 14 when he says, "For which of you, intending to build a tower, does not sit down first and count the cost, whether he has enough to finish it?" What is he saying? Now, if you don't prepare, you won't last. The waiting season isn't wasted time. It's where God builds the infrastructure for your future. Every prayer you pray in the quiet, every act of obedience that no one sees, every time you choose faithfulness over fame, it's all part of the preparation. And my brothers and my sisters, God waits too. Here is something very beautiful. God doesn't just make us wait, He waits too. Therefore, the Lord will wait. He will wait. He will wait that He may be gracious to you. And therefore, He will be exalted, that He may have mercy on you. For the Lord is a God of justice. Blessed are all those who wait upon Him. God waits on us. He waits on us to be ready, to be mature, to trust Him deeply. And He waits with us, never leaving, never forsaking, never giving up. So if you are in a waiting season, you are not alone. God isn't pacing the floor in frustration. He is sitting at the table. He is preparing for you. And we need to understand that. Because if waiting is preparation, then what should we do in the waiting? Let me give you 3 quick truths. Keep building like wisdom in Proverbs chapter 9. Keep showing up. Even if no one sees it, heaven sees it. Guard your heart. Folly is loud, but wisdom is patient. Don't let the noise distract you. Don't let it distract you from God's timing. Trust the process. The promise will not lie. It will speak. It's coming. God isn't just preparing the promise for you. He is preparing you for the promise. So friends, if you feel stuck, overlooked, or forgotten, you are not. You are not behind. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. Let this season do its full work in you. Because when the time is right, when the table is set, when the pillar are strong, God will call you forward and you will be ready. Wait well, because what He is building is worth every second of delay. My dear brothers and my sisters, thank you for spending this time with me today. If this episode spoke to you, would you consider sharing it with someone? Someone who is in their own waiting season. And as always, I pray you stay grounded, stay hopeful, and stay faithful in the in-between. God bless you. Talk to you soon.